Imagine a small town. It could be your town where you live. In America, in Ohio maybe. Do you live in Ohio? You may not, don't worry about it. You live somewhere. Imagine somewhere like that. Now in this somewhere, there's a box. And what's coming out of that box?
I don't know. Wait, let me see that.
You're kidding me with this, right?
What is that?
This radio. But it's not normal radio. We all know about radio, right? It's knobs and dials and the weather. It's Howard Stern and Robin. But this doesn't work like that. This is something else.
Where's the aerial?
Now, the aerial in the phone is hidden.
That's Courtney Jeffridge. He's an expert in mobile devices.
So, although it is communicating with satellites, it's doing so invisibly, you know?
So, if I wanted to see the aerial,
You can't see it.
I can't see it.
What Courtney told me is that when you listen to the voices coming out of your phone, you're not listening to the radio, not really. Instead, these millions of tiny fractions of digital data are flying through the air like butterflies. And when they get to your phone...
Well, they become a podcast.
Wait, really?
Really.
I'm Funic Henschelbaum, and from DMZ and the Deep Brain Institute, you're listening to This Radio Life. This fortnight on This Radio Life, stories about pioneers in the kitchen, entr'acte raised curtain, the toccata of our show. You've got to be kidding me. Kidding me? Go.
Salad on the plate, you fucking animal. Yes, Jeff. Yes, Jeff. That's right. Toucan. That's right, fucker. Where's my fucking fork? Up in here. I need 4 fly in my fucking hands right fucking now. Come on. Bring it here.
Chicago.
Yeah, it's Chicago.
Chicago,
Illinois.
Hey, come here. Antigua, come here. If I don't see Antigua, if I don't see 2 squid ink, 1 fish eye, and 2 fucking sliders in the next 20 seconds, I'm gonna shit in your mouth. Okay? Right, go, fuck you.
The restaurant scene in the Second City can be pretty brutal.
Yeah, it's brutal, man. It's brutal. It's a war out there, you know?
Bring your recorder over here, right? You see this gun? I got here, right? The next fucking commie chef who comes to the pass with ugly fucking sauce on, like you can see here, right? He's getting shot in the face. Yes, I do mean that. Right in the face. I will make your brains into foam and serve them on an oyster. You got that, you fucking imbecile?
That guy, the loud guy, that's Jacob Fuscardi. And if you're involved in the Chicago restaurant scene at all, you already know who he is. Vanity Fair called him the Escoffier of the South Side. He's a pretty big deal around here. Now look, coming up, Zake's gonna be using some pretty colorful language. But we're not gonna bleep it. We think it tells the story better to leave it in. So if you're in the car with kids, or if you don't like listening to that sort of thing, then maybe you should skip this episode. Fair warning, because it's gonna be the Wild West from here on in. Is everybody on board? Good.
So, the first restaurant in Chicago opened its doors in 1978, and it was a sensation.
That's Horton Wilde, restaurant critic.
A lot of the things that we just take for granted now, tablecloths, pate, people had never seen anything like that in the Midwest.
That restaurant was Fantino's Italian pasta and sauce.
Children growing up in the Chicago area, it was like it had beamed down from Mars.
Do you remember Fantino's pasta and sauce?
Oh, yeah. Fantino's, yeah. We were crazy about that place. We were crazy. Why did they shout? Betty, why did they shout, Betty?
It was sauce.
Yes,
and
sauce.
And pasta.
That's right, pasta. Yeah, pasta.
And had you had pasta before then?
No. When I was a kid, you didn't eat pasta.
Oh, you ate corn on the cob.
Corn on the cob.
And
corn
the cream corn.
Oh yeah, cream corn and corn on the cob.
Yes, but not pasta.
No, not pasta.
You didn't eat pasta. No, you didn't.
It was like a bolt of lightning. I couldn't believe it.
When Jacob Viscardi was 9 years old, Fontino's Pasta and Sauce opened 2 blocks from his house. He walked past it every day on the way to school.
Yeah, no. It was great. And every day, I'd be crying, Mommy, I want to go to the restaurant. I want to go to Fontino's. But she'd say, no, eat your corn. It's no good. It's no good in there. But I don't know, man. I didn't buy it. I wasn't buying it.
So did you
convince
her?
Man, you couldn't convince her. No. But sometimes me and the boys, we would head up to the mall, and we'd shine shoes or maybe lift a few wallets here and there. And, there was a little money. So I just took myself.
You went by yourself to the restaurant?
Yes, I did. I just
you were
I just
9?
marched on in there.
You were 9?
9 years old. Maybe 10. I don't know. Maybe 10.
Do you remember what you asked for?
I
what
do.
You ordered?
It was orecchiette with chicken and sausage. Yeah.
Right, and was it good?
It was the best. It was the best thing I ever ate in my life.
I mean, would it hold up now?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, food, man. Food, right? I mean, it's all about It's all about context. I like it. I like it when it's new. I like the new shit. I like new shit.
Listening now, I don't think it's possible to imagine the effect a restaurant had in 1978 Illinois. Midwesterners were culturally German. They didn't eat for pleasure, they ate to stay alive. Food wasn't supposed to come in different colors, different flavors. And Sake didn't just walk into a restaurant alone at the age of 9, but he ordered chicken and sausage, 2 kinds of meat. Do you know how rare that was? Most 9-year-olds couldn't name 2 meats. I talked to Jacob's mom. She didn't want to be recorded, but I asked her about Jacob and Fontino's. Oh yes, she told me. We always knew Jacob was going to do something.
Hey, it's 6 a.m. in Chicago, and day 1 of what Chicagoans are calling the food fight of the century. As bad boy of the kitchen, Jacob Viscardi goes up against the good boys of the restaurant and food service in a hearing that could be make or break for the rising culinary star. Jason Copter is live from City Hall.
I'm here at City Hall, Brad, and we're waiting for Jacob Viscardi to show up this morning to defend his Lincoln Park restaurant, Cannibale, against charges that it's been serving up human offal to Chicago's best and brightest.
Thank you, Jason. And that's the subject of our phone-in this morning. Would you eat the meat of a human being, or is that a mouthful too far, even for a food city like Chicago? We've got Bill on line 1. Bill, would you eat a human?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, this is KWCCCCGJ. Let's look at the traffic.
Human offal.
That's right.
So we're talking kidneys?
Yes.
Lungs?
Yes.
Liver?
Well, not a whole liver, but the individual lobes, sure.
Heart?
No, you can't harvest a heart.
You can't?
No, because humans only have one heart.
Right, they only have one heart, so...
We're not killing people here. We're just making food for motherfuckers.
Jacob first had the idea to serve human offal in Cannibale in 2015. The way he tells it, the reasoning was pretty simple.
Yeah, well, I'm a good Catholic, I'm an older boy. So I look at the world, and I think it's all happening for a reason. I'm a chef for a reason. There's birds and whales and shit for a reason, And I thought we got 2 lungs, we got 2 kidneys for a reason, Do you need 2 kidneys? I mean, have you seen the size of a human liver? A fucking thing is huge. You don't need that. You don't drink that much. It's just sitting there doing nothing. Does that make sense? What a waste. I can turn that into something you will cream yourself how good it is.
Oh, here we go. Okay,
Yes.
sir, we have the Gannibali tasting platter for you today. It's a fatty liver on sourdough with caper berries and parsley salad.
Yeah, I see that.
Long pig taco that's served with a chipotle mayo and yuzu leaves. Rognon de clochard in a mustard sauce. And these are blood sausage and marrow canapes. So you eat
Right.
those all at once, one bite.
Okay.
We recommend that you start from the left and
From the
enjoy
left?
your dinner, sir.
Well, thank you very much.
Get us a glass of the Riesling.
So
Good one.
I eat left to right.
Yes, left to right.
Okay. I'm taking a bite. Oh. Oh, that's really delicious. Oh. It's rich.
Yeah, but the salad cuts through.
It does. It does. Yeah, that's really clever how it does that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the Ragnan,
The Rognon de clochard.
right, and those are kidneys.
We serve them a little pink.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow, those are so good. They just fall apart. They just fall apart, and then
Yes.
and then there's the mustard.
Oh.
Okay, so these canapes, these are blood sausage,
Blood sausage
and marrow. Is that
and marrow.
that's bone marrow, right?
It is bone marrow. Yes, that's right.
And how do you?
Oh, we use a big needle. And bone marrow is incredible. It just grows back. So we can go back to the same guy over and over, and it's
Right.
like new. It's the same with
And
blood,
is
you
there
know?
any difference that you could in the taste between donors?
I like to think so. I think you got... Hey, Marco, we're using Ted today, right? Well, you got a big slice of Ted there. Ted's my favorite.
Sure. Okay.
He's a fat fuck, but he's refined, you know? Take a bite. I want to know what you think.
Oh my god.
Right?
Oh my god.
That's Ted. Yeah.
I mean that's. I don't really know how to even.
It's like God's own
like-
butter.
Yeah.
Like God's
Yeah,
own
that
butter.
about covers it. Yeah.
Yes. Hey, come on, give me one of those. Yes. Thank you, Teddy.
Woo.
Yeah.
This Radio Life is brought to you in part by Wipeit.com, toilet paper reimagined. You know how it is. Some things you have to buy, and yet somehow it's always a surprise when it comes time to buy it. Take toilet paper. Every time you just think, really? I have to buy toilet paper again? And then you have to go all the way to the store. And you can't just buy toilet paper, right? Because otherwise they'll find out about you. So you have to buy something else. And you can't just buy one other thing, because then they'll know you were just buying a token other thing. So you have to buy a whole unnecessary grocery shop. I used to do that all the time. And then I'd get home and it would all go straight in the trash. Every time watching good food go to waste, I'd think there has to be a better way. Well, with toilet paper reimagined from Wipeit.com, you'll never need to buy toilet paper again. After just one phone call, Wipeit.com will connect your house to one of their network of neighborhood toilet paper rolls, feeding an endless streamer of TP right into your bathroom. And here's the best part. Once you're connected, you pay by the inch, so there's no more budgeting for toilet paper, no more wasting money on cover-up groceries you don't need. Plus, you're giving yourself an incentive to only use what you really need, so the planet benefits too. I have Wipeit.com toilet paper in my house now, and I've never looked back, except to wipe. Wipeit.com. It's toilet paper reimagined. Use offer code THISRADIO to go straight to the head of the queue and get connected to the future of toilet paper today. Now back to our show.
Could you state your name and occupation for the
I'm
record?
Gregory Hamilton, and I'm a restaurant and food service inspector for the Department of Public
And
Health.
it's your opinion that Mr. Fashardi is in violation of city ordinances.
He's serving human meat in his restaurant. It's an outrage. It's outrageous.
Objection. That's not the question.
Sir, what's the
That's not-
nature of your objection?
He's
He's not naming an ordinance. He's
Do
just
you have a
giving his
city
opinion.
ordinance in mind that Mr. Fashadi's menu is violating?
Come on.
Mr. Hamilton has conducted a vendetta against my client. He's threatened his restaurant with closure. This isn't some neighborhood taco joint we're talking about. This is a fine dining destination.
Look here,
This is
sir,
a fine dining
sir,
destination restaurant, for
Sir,
goodness sake.
sir, it's made out of people. The ravioli is made out of people.
Mr. Hamilton, I'm going to have to ask you to keep that under control.
God.
I'm going to sustain the objection. Mr.
Thank you,
Hamilton, when
ma'am.
you've composed
Thank you,
yourself, I'd like you to restrict your opinion to city ordinances and any violations that you've personally witnessed, okay? Okay. So I'm going to ask you the question again.
So how long have you been a restaurant inspector?
Coming up on 28 years. Coming up on 28 years.
Oh wow, so you're a lifer.
I guess that I am. I guess so.
Is it a calling for you? I mean, it's not just a paycheck.
No, I guess it isn't. I care about public health. It's not groovy, but it's important, I think.
Now look, the hearing didn't go so well for you.
No.
And a lot of people are calling you a lot of names.
Yes.
Loser.
Yes, that's one. That's one.
Jealous loser.
Yeah, I've heard. Yes, that's one. Too.
Ugly, stupid, jealous loser.
I've not heard that one.
Oh, really? Well, here it is on Twitter.
Right, there it is.
But I want to understand where you're coming from. You think that eating human meat is wrong somehow.
Yes, I do. I do think that. I won't apologize for
Now,
it.
I'm not saying you have to, but I think if Jacob was here, he'd say that you're just holding back progress. You know, we've all got more kidneys than we need. After all, why not eat well?
I understand that, but no, I understand. But what's next? You know, if we're eating human offal now, what? I mean, are we gonna be eating dogs?
No one's saying anything even like that.
Well, once we've opened that door,
I'm sorry. I mean, I want to, but I just don't see where you're coming from, like, at all.
okay.
And you've nothing to say about that?
No.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Well, he should try it himself. You know, people think I don't see that guy coming here like a puppy looking at the window. He wants to try it. He wants to, but he's scared. You know, he's scared. New shit scares a lot of people. That's all it is.
Gregory Hamilton couldn't convince City Hall, but he says he's going to appeal. Says he's going to take this one all the way to federal court. I'll believe that when I see it. Now look, I thought I was done with this story. It all seemed pretty clear cut, but then, from out of the blue, our office got a phone call. Hello?
Who's
This is this Radio Life. You're calling back. Is this Ted?
Yeah, this is Ted. Okay, look, I've got to talk to somebody.
Well, it's amazing to talk to you,
What?
man. I mean, you're like delicious.
What did you say?
You're delicious. You're very tasty.
Okay, God, look, I haven't. Oh my God, I'm in a payphone in a 7-Eleven.
Okay, sure. So,
like,
it's great to have you on the phone, man. So, like, how does it feel to be part of something like Cannibale? I mean, it must feel good.
what? No, look, you don't understand. I think
Okay.
they saw me come in here.
Okay,
man.
Ted, no, you're.
I gotta look. Oh, no.
I can't really look.
Oh God, that's dead.
I was told that you were the
That's dead.
tastiest guy in the shop. I mean, how do you feel about that,
What? No,
Ted?
sir, no, I don't want to go back.
Ted? Wait. Did Ted hang up on me? I called back straight away. No answer. I called back again the next day. I spoke to a clerk who confirmed that yes, that was a 7-Eleven, but he said he didn't know Ted, didn't see him come in. Thinking about it, I'm not even sure that it was Ted. Could have just been kids, you know, neighborhood kids, screwing around. I asked Jacob about it, over dinner. So, I might have spoken to Ted, you know? Delicious Ted?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, really? Why not?
Well, Ted's gone, you know, to Europe for forever.
When did he When did he leave?
Oh, well, when do you think you spoke to him?
I don't know, like Monday?
Yeah, so it was before then? Just after we had dinner.
Well, you know, Jacob, I mean, that's... Oh, my God, that's so good. Jacob, it's pretty hard to believe.
Oh, yeah? What's hard to believe about it?
Yeah, it's really unbelievable that I was one of the last people on Earth to eat a piece of Ted, you know? I'm a lucky man.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you are. Yeah, Teddy was something special, that he was. Yes, he was.
Oh, give me another one of those sweetbreads.
Oh, sweetbreads are good, right?
This radio live.
This.
Listen to radio live. This radio live.
Coming up, the fugue of our show. Nice day for a polite wedding. This radio life. I'm the presenter. Theater.
Give me your hand. Before this holy friar, I am your husband, if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Now, Much Ado About Nothing is a comedy, and while it's not so simple as all that, in the Shakespeare times, comedy just meant that there's a happy ending. That's Claudio proposing to Hero in the Royal Shakespeare Company's production last year in Stratford-upon-Avon, England. If you've seen it, you know that at the end there are two couples, Claudio and Hero, Benedict and Beatrice.
But you never actually see them marry.
That's Arthur Fork. He's Professor of Shakespeare Times at the University of Oxford.
Everybody comes together, promises to marry, there's music, and then poof, that's it, pray over, off you pop.
Come, we are friends. Let's have a dance ere we are married, that we may lighten our own hearts and our wives.
We'll have dancing afterward.
My lord, your brother John is taken in flight and brought with armed men back to Messina. Think not on him till tomorrow. I'll devise thee brave punishments for him. Strike up, pipers!
And so, the question is, why? Why not show the wedding, you see?
Well, yeah, because people love weddings, right?
No, they're dreadful, but the question remains, why not put it on the stage?
Yeah.
And the answer to the question is...
Turns out that the answer to that question is a lot more complicated than most of us have ever considered. We'll tell you what it is right now.
And the answer to the question is that when actors marry on stage, they are legally married in real life.
No.
And this causes no end of headaches for everybody.
Wait, really?
Yes, I'm a professor.
I called Bob Langtree. Now, he's a Hollywood lawyer. He's represented Depp, he's represented Spielberg, Sean Astin. And he confirmed for me that yes, if you act out getting married on stage or in a movie, you're married. That's it.
Yeah, and that's why in the standard movie contract now, divorce proceedings are paid for across the board. So a film ain't considered wrapped until everybody who accidentally got married is single again.
So how does it all work, legally?
Well, you've heard the saying, the law is an idiot. Well, there's a lot of truth to that. Marriage is a contract, and the way that you enter into that contract is by saying the words, I do, and all that. So, I mean, that's the key part of it. And the law is always listening. So when the law hears those words, the law doesn't care about what you were feeling. The law cares that you said them. And the law is an idiot, so the law is an idiot who can't be reasoned with. So that's it. You're married until someone can persuade the law to let you out of it.
And that's where you come in?
Yes, I talk to the law, and I cajole it into letting you go.
So you're like the law whisperer.
Well, we just call ourselves lawyers.
Sure, that's better. Marriages have become so common in movies that the divorce party before the rap has become a kind of tradition in Hollywood. Even so, not every on-screen couple is so eager to break their vows. In confidence, Bob told me that several Hollywood names, people you'd have heard of, got married accidentally on movie sets and have never gotten round to divorcing. There's been a lot of behind-the-scenes lawsuits. Famously, Richard Dawkins and his wife Lalla Ward, they only knew each other because they accidentally married in a school play in 1974 and have just been awkwardly trying to make it work ever since. But Bob thinks that that kind of thing is a lot more common than you'd imagine. I wondered though, is it just marriage, or is everything an actor says legally binding?
A lot of things are. It depends a lot on the circumstances.
Well, like a promise to pay somebody.
Yeah, a sales contract can be binding. I mean, that can be a big one, actually. I mean, I represented a guy who played Richard III on Broadway, and he was sued after the run by his co-star. Now, I think there was some bad blood, but get this, closing night, guy leaves a horse in his dressing room with a note around its neck requesting a kingdom. But he didn't have a kingdom, right? So that was breach of contract right there.
And what happened?
Well, he had to give him his house.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, a real nice place, too. Upstate New York, Finger Lakes region.
I know it. It's nice.
Yeah, it's real nice. Real nice. A real shame. But I told him, next time, come to me before you open, because the law can sneak into your bed and screw you before you've even heard it coming, because the law is a dick. The biggest problem in the early modern period, of course, surrounded plays like Marlowe's Faust, Mowbray's Witch of Edmonton, Horton's The Uxbridge Hag. Now, these were plays which dealt with the invocation of demonic forces.
Oh, I think I see where this is going.
Yes, well, quite. To the early modern church, these were heretics. During the original run of The Uxbridge Hag, 14 actors were put to death before they could reach an accommodation.
And they just kept performing it even after they started executing all the actors?
Such was the brutality of 17th century London. I mean, the play was a huge hit. The talk of the town. People would come for the play and stay late for the hanging. It's in Pepys's diary. He was.
Oh, it is?
Yes, he was very taken with the whole spectacle.
By angry will and crueler fate, this stick shall draw the fiery touch of demons' hands, and with such malice bind to my intent the horrid core of that unholy realm.
We found out that a theatre company in the village was reviving the Uxbridge Hag. They do it in the traditional way, with cis male actors portraying the women and animals in masks as the chorus.
Hail, idols, hail, ye black and cankerous wights, bring evil down upon these rotten knobs of God. I do defy his comely grace, and revel yet in us.
The hag was played by actor Byron Threlfall. We caught up with him after the show. Okay, great show tonight, great show.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, it gets a little stuck like that.
Well, like we told you on the phone, we've been looking into the history of this play, and when it was first staged, 14 of the actors who played your part, the part of the hag, they were actually executed for witchcraft.
Goodness.
Yeah, because as far as the law was concerned, they'd really been invoking demons, like on stage.
Oh my.
So how does that, I mean, like, how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, that's awful. I mean, yeah, that's really awful. Thank goodness that times have changed.
Well, we thought so too, but well, look, this is funny. We found out that this play, when we found out that this play was on, we called the state prosecutor's office, and I hate to break it to you, man, but I think you might be in some trouble.
I'm sorry?
Yes, so apparently a lot of those laws still on the books.
Right.
It's just a heads up.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Right.
The law. She's a vindictive little cat, and you've got to tame her, or she will scratch.
If you want to see the Uxbridge Hag, as of right now, it's playing at the Tutu at 52 in the Village until next week. Let's be honest, there will still be tickets available. Richard Dawkins and Lalla Ward are still together, After all these years, she reads his audiobooks. Thanks to Bob and Arthur and to Byron and to my wife Clara for reminding me of this story. That's her show. This Radio Life is written and performed by Simon Indelicate. Julia Indelicate read out some Shakespeare, writer helped with the stings, and we used a bunch of effects from freesound.org. If we made you laugh a little, cry a little, spread your wings and take flight a little, help us out. We're a new podcast, so rate us, review us, tweet about us, tell your friends. We could do with it. We'll be back in